What's up, guys? It's Feeve Chief here, and today I'm going to be showing you some of the best investments that you can make at the beginning of EAFC 24. But before we jump into that, I'm going to show you the easiest way for you to get some coins. If you guys are looking for the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market, make sure to head over to utnice.com and use code CHIEF for 5% off at checkout. Now let's get right into this video. Alright boys, so diving into this video and some very simple investments that you can make in EAFC 24 to get you some easy coins. Most of what you're going to be hearing on social media and whatnot is investing in meta cards, and while this is one of my favorite methods in terms of making coins, there's another one that sort of flies under the radar that can make you even more coins, and it's going to be focusing on the players that are required for these beginning SBCs, specifically hybrid leagues, hybrid nations, and league and nation hybrid. These guys fluctuate in price a ton in the first week of the game, and it's very easy to make coins off of them. So let's go ahead and dive into exactly what happened in FIFA 23 and how we can use that to make coins in the next game here and pinpoint players that can make us coins. So first of all, I want to dive into a couple players and look at their trends here. So the first one we have is Sebastian Palacios here. He is a really good card for SPCs because he's an Argentinian right winger. He can also play right mid or left wing, and he's in the Greek league. So he's a very weird league for his nation, which is super helpful for the starter SPCs. And right now we're looking at the beginning of the game, and you can see he jumped from on the web app stages and the first day of like Ultimate Edition. He's like 1,500 coins basically, and then he quickly shoots up to 9,000 coins here and then drops in price. Now, what is the reasoning for that? It's actually pretty simple here when it comes down to it. So FIFA 23 released on the 27th of September. So as you get more and more people on the game, everybody is completing these advanced SBCs because these give you a ton of packs, 50k packs, mega packs, rare mega packs, everything like that. So everybody's doing these and it's taking players off the market. However, the packs are all untradeable, which then leads to obviously no supply coming out of it. So if somebody's doing League and Nation hybrid and they're submitting 44 players here and nothing else is getting put on the market, then those players that are a little more rare here are gonna shoot up in price. And the specific SBC that this happens for is the first 11 SBC. You essentially need 11 leagues in here and everybody has to be from the same nation. So what happens is these Argentinian and Brazilian players from weird leagues shoot up in price because everybody is doing the same squads. So in FIFA 23, we mentioned Palacios. Another one was Enzo Fernandez here. He is a Portuguese player, or in the Portuguese league in Argentinian. If you look at the beginning of the year, he's 1,800, 1,500 coins. And then on the 27th, 28th, when the game comes out, he shoots up to 8,000 coins. And you see this again with Araujo here. He just shoots up in price as you get more and more people on the game. So what cards can we do this for this year, and when should we buy and sell? So I have two cards that I've kind of seen right off the bat here. And once again, we have Palacios, who can play right wing or right mid here. And again, this is all kind of based off of if they do the exact same requirements for these SBCs. So number one, we have Palacios here. He is the only Argentinian in the Greek league. And then I have Banega here, who I believe is the only like SBC usable Argentinian in the Saudi league. So I think these are both going to be really useful SBC cards. Now, in terms of buying, you literally just want to buy these cards as soon as possible when it comes down to it. So in the web app stages is preferable here in the first like 3-4 days is definitely where you want to grab these if possible. You'll see that with Palacios, you'll see that with Enzo here, and you'll see that with Araujo. Those first couple days, they're pretty stagnant, and then you get all these people jumping on the game doing these SBCs, and they shoot up in price. Now, in terms of when you want to sell, it looks like these really peaked the day after Standard Edition gets released, because all those people that got the Standard Edition are hopping on the game and they're completing all these SBCs. So to be safe, either like late the day that Standard Edition releases, which is September 29th, or you could sell on September 30th. So it's pretty simple in terms of when to buy and sell these cards, and it's relatively basic in terms of like what cards you're going to look to pick up. It's mainly Argentinian and Brazilian players from weird leagues. So like when I'm looking for players like this, again, I mentioned Palacios and Banega here. What you can do is you can just go like nation Brazil here, sort your rating from like 75 to 83 or something like that, because nobody is going to use like silvers or like crazy high rated cards here. And then you just look for people in like strange leagues that you don't see a lot of, and like useful positions for the SBC. And a lot of time I think the women are going to be really useful here. For example, like Leticia Santos here, she's a Brazilian right back in whatever women's league that is. I guess that's just the women's Bundesliga. That's Frankfurt right there. So this would be a really useful card as well, because the wingbacks and the outside midfielders are usually kind of like the most rare cards and the ones that do really, really well. For example, what was the let me see here. What was the Brazilian right back? I think he's in the Turkish league. I want to see what he did last year, because he would be a good comparison to that woman we just brought up here. So position, Brazilian right back. Who is like the gold Brazilian right back here? Everybody was using. It might have been Mauro Jr. here. Or, oh, I think it was Perez, because he's in the Turkish league. So if we look at his price early in the game, he would be very comparable here. And you can see he goes from minimum price 350 all the way up to 3,000 coins here. So pretty simple stuff here in terms of like picking your players out. And I bet Mauro Jr. had some nice rises here as well. Let's take a look at his card. He goes from like 400, 500 coins, and he goes to like 5,000 here, which is kind of crazy. So you can see these cards that are rising. I'll have a list of cards in my Discord as well. It's a free trading Discord. Link is in the description below. So make sure to join that. And you can throw any questions and stuff down there. It's relatively simple here. Again, it's all about just pinpointing the guys that you see in solutions the most and are really going to rise in price the most. So I know the easiest thing to pick players out would be, in those web app stages, you would go to these at Footman Solutions here, and you would just go pick out whatever SBC you want to look at. For me, I was looking at the first 11 SBC, and then you would just look through these solutions and be like, oh, this dude is in like every solution, so he's gonna be going up in price. And what if we did this with like, I feel like Dominguez might have been a decent one if we went and looked at his FIFA 23 price. Let's go check here. Dominguez. Let's have a look what he did early game. So even these rare cards do really, really well. So we'll have a look at him, and you can see he rises up to 2,700 there, and he was down at like 11, 1,200 here during the web app. So these are some of the cards to look out for. Again, I'll get some more in the Discord for you guys. But guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.